I can't walk anyway. I hate walking, it's so tedious and slow. I got on a road bike for the first time in 2010 and decided to cycle the length of the UK for charity. Been on a bike pretty much every day since. Girl that could do science and maths, wanted to do art and design. Went to Oxford to read physics, dropped out to go and do design, spent her final year dedicating it to urban cycling and developed the Laser Light. Very steep learning curve, very fast paced, a lot of fun. Our company started with a flagship product, which is the Laser Light. And the Laser Light tackles the biggest cause of fatality, which has been caught in the blind spot, or a vehicle turning across a bike that they can't see. And it's a front light that you have to have, but it also has a laser, and it projects the symbol of a bike about 15 feet on the ground in front of you. That began as my university project at Brighton 4 years ago now, and it's now shipping around the world. So we're shipping direct from our websites to 55 different countries. And we've also been developing a second consumer product, which we launched at the end of the year, in December. And the most recent development is that we're being built into the Santander cycles here in London. We already have other cities all around the world knocking on the door and asking for very similar, if not more. And well, certainly at this point in my life, I'm blaze. We have so much to do this year. We have the biggest year ever. We've got extraordinary. We've got to manufacture 11,000 to 13,000 integrated devices for the Santander cycles. We've got to manufacture many thousands of burners. We have to grow the team. We have to probably raise Series A finance between £3 and £5 million. We have to hire a bunch of people. We have so much to do this year. Santander, at that early point, it was the difference between me passing the idea on to somebody else or doing it myself. I'm not sure I would have ever really set out on the entrepreneurial path myself. I'd worked with the Santander branch in Brighton before because I was part of the student union, and the team in there are really sweet. They recommended I applied for a Babson Entrepreneurial Scholarship, which is the Santander Entrepreneurial Scholarship. And in that time, quite quickly, Santander came on board as the new sponsor. And they clearly, behind the scenes, loved the innovation, loved the idea, and gave it their full support. Santander is not what I would have ever imagined it to be. It's not an institution as I would imagine one, and it's certainly not a bank as I would imagine one. It's a brand more than either of those, full of really innovative, young, exciting people. It's all a little bit serendipitous and a little bit bizarre, and the timing is all extraordinary. But the moment that I really kind of came in touch with Santander again was the moment that really our company has the opportunity to really kick off and make the most of this moment that we have and the platform that we built and take that internationally. It was game-changing for us as a brand. I'm very grateful. We're very, very lean. I've got a very, very small team and we do everything ourselves. 8 young people. My hiring criteria seem to be very bright and ride a bike, and the rest we figure out. I respect them so much. They're so much better at everything than I am. My co-founder Phil, couldn't have done this without him. He runs the business. He's my COO as well as my co-founder, but he does all the stuff I'm rubbish at, which is most of it. So the day-to-day kind of finance, operations, all of it. He's amazing, absolutely amazing. What am I good at? God knows, nothing. Drifting around and causing chaos. Having the big vision, making everybody else in the team terrified because I've got some crazy idea. The passion, I don't know. People who supported me and looked after me and helped me and opened doors, and people I've asked for advice, incredibly fortunate. But I work really hard. I would like to think I'd be here anyway, but I also think the whole debate is inflated over women in technology and women in entrepreneurship. I mean, there's benefits and drawbacks on both sides of the fence, but I believe as a woman you have to know what you're doing, you have to be able to stand for what you're doing and be able to articulate it and stand up for yourself and be thick-skinned. Assuming I would one day, I would want to be a mum, and I'd want to be a full-time mum. I would like a giant pause button. I'd like to be able to slam pause on the world for 10 seconds and get a breather and then go back to it. I might just pack it all in and go to Bali and become a hippie and paint and play piano and do yoga. That's pretty good.